Bhagwan.
Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to HIW. Today is the third session of our free webinar session on embedded systems, and I welcome Suresh sir, Surya Prakash sir to start the session, and hope you ask your friends to join and you find the session knowledgeable. Sir, can you hear me, Surya Prakash sir? Sir, can you hear me? We can't hear you at the moment. So until we check the audio issue with the sir, I request everyone to join the session and ping your friends to also join. Sir, please check your audio device.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So right, today we are going to learn regarding the. So let's continue from yesterday. So yesterday we have seen the practical sensor modules and everything. So we will undergo with much more sensors, modules, protocols, and some other advanced level in considering the embedded boards. So embedded boards and the other sensors. So let me share my screen.
Sir, your Zoom call is being shown.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes. So, okay, in any embedded system, so we're gonna have starting from the basics like it begins from our graduation level textbooks. So, like 8051 microcontroller. So, starting from the microcontrollers, what all the boards that we use today in the market does only one thing, that is processing the information and establishing communication between external modules and transforming that information into a human readable form. Then the final thing is like integrated with IoT, then making that too accessible for the authorized user. So this is what the work of all the microcontrollers, boards, IoTs, and embedded systems. So here, in order till yesterday, we have seen about the standards to be considered for the embedded systems and basics of programming. And also we have seen some of the practical examples like wireless communication system and wireless control system using a car. And we have also seen the setup and initialization. So those are some of the basics. And today we are going to see the all the overviews of the sensors that are available in the market. And we are also going to give the solutions for most of the problems. So generally, for any research you want to do, our embedded systems or IoTs, there is a mandatory point, that is like having a for every interval you must have a question regarding a problem statement. So for every question, you have to find a solution. This should be like a mandatory point. You have to undergo for multiple questions, and for every question you need to have a so you need to find a solution. So here let's have some points like we have multiple sensors in the market. So today we have the sensors we have today is like unimaginable. We can't even imagine. Like starting from a temperature sensor that we know for day-to-day life to the human biological sensors like even the ECG, BPM. Even recently we heard about like we have a sensor that can even intercept the brain signals. So the such a level signal such a level sensors are also available within the market. So let's check out some of the sensors here. So the first sensor here is the physio buzzer. So physio buzzer is nothing but a small buzzer. So this is the active physio buzzer, and its model name is KY012. So just it will give a beep sound which will be like 2.5 kilohertz, and its operational voltage is 3.3 volts, and it can be controlled with normal Arduino code, like just using digital input output, or just using any kind of PWM signal, random signals, such kind of signals you can undergo the buzzer operation with this thing. And the next one is flame IR sensor. So these flame IR sensor. So for example, nowadays we're gonna have this no smoking zone. So how people will classify this no smoking zone? They will have a module. So those module contains a smoke detection sensor. In the same way, if you could able to place this kind of flame IR sensor, so this flame IR sensor will detect the fire, and it will alert. We can create a automation or IoT such a way that using this flame sensor connected with simple an Arduino board, and if we provide an internet connectivity with by using a ESP01, or by directly using some ESP8266 board, so we can detect the flame detected by using the sensor, and we can send that information to the uh, we can either message them, or we can send that information to internet, and we can alert nearby fire stations and everything. And the next one is, yeah, so this is the high sensitivity microphone sensor. So this high sensitivity microphone sensor, it will detect the sound waves nearby you. This is similar to our microphone. So the model is KY037 sensor, and it is very sensitive. And most importantly, this is a development sensor, and the sound frequency, the quality of the sound, intensity, disturbance, and everything can be adjusted by a pod that is provided over the sensor. So here the sound is being decoded and is being transmitted to the Arduino. So in Arduino, you can parse and process the sound, and even you can create a speaker out. You can even amplify using Arduino, or you can use amplify using another elements connected to Arduino, and you can create a microphone based speaker system. The next one is high voltage relay. So this is the mechanical relay. We call it as single channel relay. Here, this relay operates on 5 volts supply that is given from the so-called Arduino, and at the output terminals, we can operate 240 volts AC supply, which means you can directly connect your any load within your house, which should have a maximum current rating of 5 amps. This relay can capable of handle up to 5 amps of current. Say you can handle it can handle your electrical bulb, it can handle your fan, even it can handle your some of your domestic motors or water pumps which have a maximum current rating of 5 amps. So if the current exceeds more than 5 amps, then this sensor will not work. So that is the most important condition. So using this mechanical relay, we can perform the operation. We can perform some such kind of operations like home automation system, automatic what we call this automatic watering system for plants and in the field. So such kind of things we can make using this module. and even it can be used in real time. So most important, this is used in real time because it can handle 240 volts, 5 amps of AC supply. So it is operated by DC supply, that is 5 volts, which is given by Arduino, and it can control AC loads. So that is the main point here. And the next one is infrared IR sensor. So IR sensor is used. It is also comes under a category called proximity sensor. So we call such kind of sensors called proximity sensors. So which means proximity is nothing but which those are the sensors which can able to detect or identify an obstacles in front of them. Those are called proximity sensor. So this is one of the example of proximity sensor. And here it is, this is the receiving module, which means here you will have the photodiode. Here you will have the photodiode, which will receive the signal. And below you're gonna have one more thing, that is infrared IR transmitter. So this is the receiver and this is the transmitter. Here an infrared LED is been given. This is infrared LED which emits infrared radiation. So this infrared radiation is captured by this sensor. So with these two modules, what we can do? So with these two modules, we can create a security alert system where these two sensors are aligned face to face, opposite to each other. Then if something passes in between them, we can place this at the doorsteps, one to the right side and one to the left side. And we will align them in the same line. So once something is passed in between them, that passage will disturb this IR sensor's transmitter signal to receive in the receiver side. So these disturbances we can detect and we can create a buzzer alarm using our physio sensor, which is at the first place. That is one more example. And the next one is the joystick module. So yesterday we have seen the car control system using joystick, right? So with this joystick module, you will have three outputs, that is forward, backward, left, right, and it has a click option also. You can even have a button inbuilt. So this is used to control the motors, servo motors, most importantly the vehicles, movable vehicles and everything. So this is used to control, and even you can build robotic arm and use this joystick to control the robotic arm directly. Then next, NOx sensor. So the next one is the NOx sensor. So NOx sensor, these are vibration sensor. So what it will do, whenever there is a vibration, like for example, if you place the sensor over table and just if you try to hit the table, then the sensor will detect those vibrations, and even you can create the automatic door opening system based on the vibrations. Like for example, I have a secret knock system, like one knock, after 1 second, two knocks, then after 2 seconds, three knocks. If this sensor detects such kind of pattern, then based on this pattern, your door can be unlocked. We can build a system like that. So this is automatic system. So great for magic door opens triggered by the knocking on the door. And this is just a single end example. But if we want to make it advanced, simple thing is like for first user has to give one knock, after he has to give three knocks, then after he has to give two knocks. So if this pattern is absolutely perfect and is matched, then we need to unlock the door. So you can create such kind of automation using this knock sensor. The next one is light barrier module. So this light barrier module, it is a digital output when light path is broken between the sensors. So here light barrier module has two terminals which are built in here. Here itself they will have transmitter and receiver. So this is also similar to our IR transmitter and IR receiver, but combined with single module. That is the light barrier module. So where we can use it, you see here. So for example, we can use it to detect a card. So for example, in ATM, if we place our debit card in the ATM machine, after inserting it, it will get locked. How come the machine know that a card is been inserted? Now I need to lock. So such kind of modules are used in that ATM machine also. this module will scan for any obstacles in between. The card will be passed in between these two segmentations. Once the card is passed in between these two segmentation, a disturbance will occur in the signaling process. Then based on the signaling disturbances, the locking mechanism of the ATM will hold your card and it will not allow you to take it out back. Then next one is logic level shifter. So this is very important, logic level shifter, because Arduino will provide 5 volts and 3.3 volts, and the GPIO level, that means at each individual sensor pin, you will get a voltage of 5 volts if you measure with multimeter. But if you consider some other boards, for example, let's take a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is a microprocessor. So it is very good mini computer actually. You can build your own mini computer, Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi has some digital input output pins, but those pins cannot provide 5 volts. They only provide 3.3 volts. But as of now, all the sensors, majority of the sensors available in the market are 5 volts GPIO rated sensors only. Now, how can we connect those 5 volts GPIO sensors to Raspberry Pi, which has 3.3 volts GPIO? So that is not possible directly. Instead, what we will do, we will connect a logic level shifter. So logic level shifter is nothing but it will take the signal from 3.3 volts and it will boost the voltage without disturbing the signal and gives that signal to the sensor. Similarly, it will take the data from sensor and reduces the voltage to 3.3 volts without changing the signal, and then that signal is given to Raspberry Pi. Now, without disturbing the GPIO logic levels or without disturbing the GPIO signals, pinout signals, we can directly communicate and properly communicate with the 5 volts supply also. So in the same way, for example, if we consider Arduino itself, and if we take a sensor that can only work over 3.3 volts. So at that point also, you cannot directly communicate with those sensors directly with Arduino. So then we can use this logic level shifter in order to reduce the voltage that is coming from Arduino to 3.3 volts, which is suitable for the sensor. And with the same data that is coming from the sensor, we can optimize the voltage and we can give that signal is being given to the Arduino efficiently without disturbing the actual signal. So that is done by the logic level shifter. So this is the logic level shifter. Next one is magnetic dry read switch. So this magnetic dry read switch detects nearby magnetic fields. So if you want to detect any magnetic fields which are at your device, you can use this magnetic dry read switch. So on a detection of magnetic field, you will get a digital output. So here you will get the digital output at these pins, and even you can detect the range, at what range and at what signal strength the sensor should detect the magnetic field based on the potentiometer. If you vary the potentiometer, the capability or the range that the magnetic field detection will increase or decrease or simply change based on the change of potentiometer, and those data you can read it out. So this is to this is to detect the magnetic fields nearby the device. The next one is metal touch sensor. So metal touch sensor is a sensor for detecting the human touch. Basically, this will detect only the human or animal if human or animal touches. Animal comes like for example, whatever the biospecies which can able to conduct. So this is very important. Human or animal does not make sense, but whatever the biospecies which can able to conduct. For example, if you say a tree can able to conduct electricity, then it can able to detect that tree also. If at all it can able to conduct electricity, then it can detect that thing also, that tree also. So if you increase the intensity, so the electricity cannot be passed within the wet tree. So dry tree obviously cannot conduct. So consider wet tree. It may conduct for some very low values of voltage. That is fine. So if you increase the intensity of this metal touch sensor, then the only two things can be able to detect. That is, one is animal touch or human touch. So purely limited. Based on this touch, you can automate lamps, you can automate water pumps, you can automate what sort of things we can automate. Same door locking and unlocking system. So we can automate many things. And the next one is momentary switch. So momentary switch is nothing but it is similar to our doorbells. So how the doorbell works? If you press the doorbell, it will ring the bell, and if you release your finger, the doorbell automatically comes to its previous position. So that is what that is what the working of a doorbell. So momentary button module and doorbell exactly matches same. So they both have same functionality. Next one, obstacle detection. So again, says this is the obstacle detection. There we have seen IR transmitter and IR receiver, right? So here they provided IR transmitter and receiver over the same module, and this module is used to detect the objects in front of it. So there, that two modules in combination used to detect the security, used in securities. But this module is used to detect the obstacle in front of this module. And here the sensitivity of the obstacle detection is purely based on the potentiometers here. If you vary the potentiometer, it will increase the accuracy and it will increase the distance of the detected object. So next one is buzzer. So buzzer is okay. And next one is photoresistor based light sensor. So we even call it as LDRs, light dependent resistors. So this model, using this module, you can detect the intensity of light in ambient mode, which means the surrounding intensity of light. So the surrounding intensity of light can be detected using this module. Based on the surrounding intensity, you can also perform smart street lighting concept, and you can even perform the automatic indoor lamp, indoor lighting also. If there is no light inside, you can increase the intensity of light also. That is also possible with this photoresistor light sensor. Next one is, this is RGB, red, green, blue. So a multicolored SMD LED. This is just an LED, and this sensor consists of 16 million colors in a single dot. So RGB SMD LED contains 16 million colors in this single dot. The next one, sorry. So this is the rotary encoder module. So this is rotary encoder module. So rotary encoder module gives the output for the positioning. Like if you want to control the stepper motors and servo motors, instead of going with direct small pods, we will choose this kind of bigger pods. So which we will consider as rotary encoder modules. So this will be used to change the position of stepper motor shafts and servo motor shafts. Like based on this rotary moment rotation, you can either increase the speed of servo motors and stepper motors, or based on the rotation of the rotary encoder, you can even change the direction, or you can even change the angle. Based on, if you rotate the stepper motor for right 90 degrees, the stepper motor and if you rotate the rotary encoder for 90 degrees, stepper motor and servos can be also rotated to same 90 degrees, and vice versa, like that. And if you rotate in anti-clockwise, stepper motors and servo motors also can be able to rotate in anti-clockwise. So that is the application of rotary encoder module. The next one is soil moisture sensor. So soil moisture sensor is used to measure the wetness and dry and the dry.
Sir, go ahead, sir. I've muted the candidate.
Yes. So soil moisture sensor is the module which is used to measure the soil wetness and dryness, amount of water that has been simply wetness of the soil. So using this sensor, what we can do? So this sensor will measure the wetness of the soil. Consider you have a multi-farming. Yes, now it is trending, right? Multi-farming. So in that multi-farming, if we can able to use such kind of soil moisture sensor, then you don't need to water your plants whenever the soil is dry. Whenever the soil got dried, automatically the pump will be triggered by this sensor. This sensor can be detect the wetness, and it will send the information to the microcontroller, will turn on the pump. So this operation can be done using the soil moisture sensor. And one more thing, this is the small resistive soil moisture sensor, and I have already shown you regarding the capacitive soil moisture sensor. So this may get corrosion, but capacitive soil moisture sensor does not get any kind of corrosion, and it is very good. But cost wise, this is lower cost than the capacitive soil moisture sensor. And with the standard, if we consider the standards and working, this does not give much performance, whereas capacitive soil moisture sensor gives very good performance. The next one is temperature sensor. So this is the temperature sensor. So it measures analog temperature, and which is ambient in nature. So it measures ambient temperature, which means the atmospheric temperature, starting from minus 55 degrees Celsius to 125 degrees Celsius with an accuracy of plus or minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. And we can even correct this plus or minus 0.5 degrees Celsius in our programming directly. Just we'll add factor, and we can calibrate this device in the programming itself. So this is the most commonly used sensor in order to measure, only if you want to measure the temperature. But if you want to measure the both the temperature and humidity, then next one. So this one is used, temperature and humidity sensor. So this is known as DHT11. So its model name is DHT11, and its another variant is named as DHT22. So where this DHT11 and DHT22 are combinedly used to measure both the ambient temperature and ambient humidity levels. So temperature is read in the form of Celsius or Fahrenheit, and humidity is read in the form of percentage. And same specifications like minus 55 degrees Celsius to plus 125 degrees Celsius. And if you go with the next one, that is tilt switch. So tilt switch is for detecting. Tilt switch is used to detect the tilting. Like whenever there is a tilting, there then you can able to tilt is nothing but a for example, you have a vertical pole, and if you add a tilt and switch module for it, if by chance if the pole has bent due to any of the reason, if the pole has bent to one side, then immediately this tilt sensor will detect that motion, and it will trigger the buzzer or alarm, or even it may alert the nearby people using lights, LEDs, or warning signs, or any kind of alert systems. So we can implement this tilt switch for that. Then next, tracking sensor. So tracking sensor is the one which mostly used in rovers. So if you see the line following robot, so those line following robot will follow a line that is drawn over the floor. So using this sensor, that project can be easily achieved. So this is specially built to track and sense the lines. The next one is two color LED. So this is just a two color LED. And the final one. So you see, we have just before discussed regarding the proximity sensor, right? So the one of the proximity sensor we have discussed is the IR sensor, infrared radiation sensor. So that infrared radiation sensor will only capable of detecting the object, but it cannot detect the position and distance of that object. Whereas ultrasonic sensor is the next proximity sensor. This is ultrasonic sensor. This is the next proximity sensor, where it detects the object position and object distance. How much distance is that object? So both can be possible using this ultrasonic sensor. So these ultrasonic sensor are used in many purposes, like smart dustbin systems, and the autonomous rover, like autonomous cars. In autonomous rovers also you can implement the sensor to detect the distance of the object. If the distance of the object is very less, then you can either go to right or left, or even you can stop the vehicle directly. And it can also used in blind people project, like blind stick for the smart stick for blind people. So where this ultrasonic sensor provides the distance for the what we call distance for the obstacle that is ahead of the sensor. So with this, many other projects can be done. So next one is vibration sensor. So these vibration sensor will detect the vibrations. So that's it. And next one is water level sensor. So water level sensor is the one which is used to detect the water level. So here this water level sensor it can be placed in your water tank. Uh, if the water tank is keep on increasing, so based on the sensor intensity, just if you detect that there is a water level that is detected, then you can turn on and turn off, or you can even perform many operations. So here we have some values like, for example, there is a flask, and you want to know how much the liquid is filled in the flask digitally. Then you can place this level sensor in it, and you can pour water, and you can pour even any other liquids which are conductive. And if you pour distilled water, this may not work. So if you pour conductive water, it will work, right? And here they have provided an example like great for detecting leaks in pans of hot water. And so this is one industrial grade sensor we have seen yesterday. So this sensor, this is the AM 3025. Yes, AM 3025. So in industrial sensor is AM yeah, AM sorry AM 2305, not AM 3025, AM 2305. So AM 2305 is a industrial ambient measuring temperature which has a protection. So you see the DH11 is also ambient temperature and humidity measuring device or module, but this is known as industrial, whereas that is not that industrial. What is the difference between them is like this has a very great range in detecting the temperature and humidity. So you see the measuring range, temperature measuring range lasts for minus 40 degrees to 80 degrees Celsius. And interface is digital. So interface is different, and accuracy it is giving plus or minus 0.3% in temperature, and for humidity 3% RH. So features are like metal screening and capacitance sensing. Sensor type. So this is the sensor type. So AHT10 integration sensor. And what is the output of the sensor? It is digital sensor from digital one wire. From only single wire, you will get a digital output. And what is the humidity? You will get 0 to 99% RH, range of humidity, right? And these are the mechanical things, like in order to design the outer capsule. So these capsule dimensions and resolution, shipping weight and shipping dimensions. That's it. So that is the reason why this is the industrial grade sensor for measuring the temperature and humidity. And next one is L298N motor driver. So, and this is the mini version of L298N motor driver. So L298N motor driver is used to control and operate the DC motors, which has a voltage rating of, you see here, it is a high voltage driver which can able to control 46 volts and a high current up to 4 amps. You can implement any kind of DC motor which has a maximum voltage rating of 46 volts and maximum current rating of 4 amperes. So you can automate the motor performance using this driver directly. So it can also works at 2 volts to 10 volts supply, and maximum output current is 1.5 amps. The mini. So this is mega. So this mega can have high voltage rating of 46 volts and high current rating of 4 amps. Whereas if you check for mini works for the smaller toy cars, autonomous prototype robots and everything. So here this mini works around 2 volts to 10 volts supply, and maximum output current is 1.5 amps. So mini specification. So next one is like we have many sensors that can able to detect the environmental conditions like gas sensors. So gas sensors are the sensors, electronic sensors, which can detect different kind of gases that are available in the atmosphere. So here are some MQ series. So we call these sensors as MQ series. So with this MQ series, we can detect there are many series in MQ. So let's go with one by one. MQ2 sensor detects methane gas, butane gas, LPG gas, or smoke. MQ3 sensor detects alcohol and ethanol smoke. MQ4 sensor detects methane and CNG gas. MQ5 sensor detects natural gas, LPG. MQ6 detects LPG, butane gas. MQ7 detects carbon monoxide, CO3. MQ8 detects hydrogen gas. MQ9 detects carbon monoxide and flammable gases like nitrogen also. MQ131 detects ozone. MQ135 detects air quality, which includes carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, ammonia, benz, alcohol, smoke. MQ136 detects hydrogen sulfide gas. MQ137 detects ammonia gas. MQ138 detects benzene, alcohol, acetone, propane, and hydrogen. MQ214 detects methane and other natural gases. So for each gas detection, there is a separate MQ series. So let's go one by one. MQ2 gas. So this is the MQ2 gas. So this is how it looks like. So it is suitable for detecting these gases. So H2, hydrogen, LPG, CH4, CO, alcohol, smoke, and propane. And most importantly, this will get heated up in the process of detecting those gases. Doesn't mean that sensor is got damaged. Instead, it is heating up the environmental area of its surrounding in order to make the air move faster. See, hotter fluids or hotter gases move much more faster than the colder gases. That's the reason why this sensor will get heated up and it will heat its environment surrounding area, so that the air movement will be faster at its surrounding, so that the detection will be more fast and accurate. So it is very high sensitive, fast in response. So next one is MQ3. So this is MQ3 sensor. This is how MQ3 sensor look like. So MQ3 sensor is used to detect alcohol, benzene, CH4, hexane, LPG, and carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So you with this sensor you can detect carbon monoxide. And next, MQ4 methane and CNG gas. So here it looks like MQ2, right? But if you check out over this capsule, if you just rotate this capsule, you will find a marking indicator that MQ4. So then you need to understand that this sensor, even though it looks similar to the MQ2, so based on the labeling, you have to understand that this is MQ4. So it can able to detect the propane and butane. So do not place it at MQ2 sensor detection, that at hydrogen. Do not place that MQ4 sensor. It will not detect hydrogen. It will detect only propane and butane. So next, MQ5 sensor. So you see the marking over here. So this MQ5 sensor also looks similar to the MQ2, MQ4, but you see there is a label MQ5. So what does this sensor can able to detect? Hydrogen, LPG, CO2, CO, and alcohol. Some almost similar to MQ2, but it has more accurate and more fast time response. So operational voltage is 5 volt. All the sensor operating voltage is 5 volt. So detection concentration will be 200 to 10,000. I think this is 10,000 ppm. ppm is parts per million. All the sensor detection will be in ppm, parts per million. So LPG and natural gas, isobutane. The output will be in analog or digital form, because they provide 4 pins. One is positive, the other one is negative,
కరెక్ట్ 8 లో
and and the other two are the analog output and digital output. So right. Next one is MQ6 LPG and butane gas detection sensor. And next one is MQ7 carbon monoxide. This is carbon monoxide sensor.
Good.
Next, hydrogen gas sensor.
Aman,
And
come on.
carbon with the flammable gas. So this MQ9 detects carbon monoxide and other all flammable gases. It can able to detect all other gases like nitrogen and other flammable gases. So which gas is highly flammable? Those gases can be detected directly by using this MQ9 and MQ31. So this is used to detect ozone. So it is lower conductivity in clean air. When ozone get detected, then this sensor will buzzer. So where can we find this ozone? Most ozone gas can be found at old refrigerators. So we have old refrigerators. At that point, you will get this ozone gas. Even some of the old ACs also you will find ozone gas. So at that point, this sensor can able to detect the ozone gas intensity, and it can able to inform the company or AC company or the user in order to perform some maintenance, because ozone gas is releasing more. Such kind of things can be done. And next one is MQ135 air quality, which this can be able to detect all these gases like carbon monoxide, ammonia, benz, alcohol, and smoke. If you place this MQ135 sensor, it can able to detect all this at once. And you see, these are common in many of the sensors, but why people made MQ135 simple? Uh, if you can able to see multiple detection, then the cost also is exactly similar to all this multiple detection. So if you want to detect only ammonia, don't go for this. If you don't want all this detection, then don't go here. Just go for MQ7 or MQ9 directly. And MQ136 specially built to design hydrogen sulfide gases. And finally, MQ137 specially built to detect only ammonia gas. And finally, MQ138 can detect all these benz, toluene, alcohol, acetone, propane, formaldehyde gas, hydrogen, and everything. So all this, next one is methane gas detection sensor MQ214. So all the sensors work is to monitor, detect the surrounding air quality measuring. So which each individual sensor plays an important role to detect the individual gases like the harmful gases, and you can detect the flammable gases, you can detect the smoke, you can detect the what we call dangerous gases, the most polluting gases, and you can create a proper weather forecasting using all the sensors information. So that is what the gas sensors deals. The next one is PIR sensor. So PIR is nothing but passive infrared sensor, or simply we call it as PIR. So PIR sensor is a motion detection sensor. So this is a motion detection sensor which is used like if you want to create a automation of your what you call office or your room lights, whenever there is a motion detected, you can use this PIR sensor. If just place this PIR sensor at the doorsteps of your room, if someone enters into your room, the lights will be turned on directly, and it will not turn off until you leave the room. So most importantly, this is very helpful at washrooms actually. When you enter into the washrooms, this sensor will detect a motion that someone entered, and after you are done using the washroom, then you will exit the washroom to the door. Then once you exit the washroom, this will detect the motion that person exited from the washroom, and it will directly turn off the lights, which will save you more power. So this is the PIR sensor. Next one is BMP180 barometric pressure sensor. So this pressure sensor is used to measure the temperature and altitude. You know how altitude is measured. So if you increase the altitude, if you keep on climbing up, increasing altitude, the temperature changes and altitude increases. If you increase, that pressure increases and altitude also increases. Based on the pressure change, we can calculate the altitude, that is height. So this is the barometric pressure sensor which calculates the height based on the atmospheric pressure and temperature. So the name of the sensor is BMP 180 barometric pressure sensor. The next one is MPU 6050 accelerometer, or simply a gyroscope. So what is a gyroscope? Gyroscope is a device which detects the axis, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. And for motion tracking, we will have 6-axis gyroscope also. So this gyroscope, it will detect the x, y, and z. What is the gyroscope? A balancing or an orientation detection module or a device. So we'll have mechanical gyroscope, and this is the electrical gyroscope. So with this gyroscope, you can able to know the stability of a device. So you can know the inclination angle. So this is mostly used in single wheel scooters, and some devices will walk over a rope. So in such kind of cases, a mechanical gyroscope is used. And for single wheel scooters, we can use this. And there is a device which will help you to travel within the smooth surface just with the positioning of your legs. I don't know exactly what is it name. So those thing also works on this gyroscope. So this is logic level converter we have already seen regarding this. So the next one. So as of now, we have added all the ability of sensors and everything. Now the next question is like, if we want to make an IoT, we need to provide internet. So internet can be provided in two ways, so that everyone know. One is with the Wi-Fi. But the point is, we using Wi-Fi, there is no availability of Wi-Fi at all the places. So then at that point, we are going to use a special device called GSM module. So this is SIM 808 GSM module, and we'll have one more thing, SIM 900A. So using this GSM module, so this is GSM, and don't confuse this with GPS antenna. Just we can connect this GPS antenna to this GSM module, no problem. So using this GSM module, we can just add a SIM card, insert a SIM card into this GSM module, and we can perform all the mobile LTE, or all the signaling, like sending SMS, receiving an SMS, sending calling, making a phone call, and receiving a phone call. And even if if your SIM supports the internet, it can even provide the internet for your Arduino also using these pins. So that is the ability of this SIM 808 module. And most importantly, this is the most important thing. SIM 800 supports 850, 900, 1800, and 1900 megahertz, which is 2G spectrum, which means this SIM 808 supports only for 2G spectrum. And at present, no one is using this SIM 800. They are updated. Everyone is updated to SIM 900A, which comes with 4G spectrum. So which means you can insert your Airtel SIM card, which has 4G spectrum. You can insert even VI SIM card, which is also has 4G spectrum. BSNL also supported, but only one SIM card is not supported. That is Jio, because Jio not even started with 4G spectrum. It directly Jio started with 4G spectrum, but Jio is not compatible with the SIM 900 modules. So Jio now integrated with 5G, and no Jio SIM will be supported within this SIM GSM modules. So here these are the features. So it can provide earpiece, microphone, outputs. You can connect a speaker, a microphone. You can have a speaker, a microphone, in order to make calls, and you can speak within the call, and you can hear the other person's voice. You can send and receive SMS, and you can connect to the internet by using GPRS data. GPRS is a protocol that we used at 2G time, when there is a 2G. And the next, low power consumption, and we will have 80 commands. So there are special commands built for this thing or this GSM module that we call them as AT commands. So only using AT commands we can able to communicate with the device. And working environment is minus 40 degrees Celsius to minus 85 degrees Celsius. And the next one is like yeah, so that's it. So that is the small example regarding SIM 808, and now we will use the SIM 900 as the latest version, right? So that is one module, and it is used everywhere where there is no availability of internet. We can use this SIM 900A or 808 modules in order to get the network access. And the next one is GPS. So GPS is a global positioning system. So this is the Neo 6M, and at latest we're gonna have Neo 7M also. So Neo 6M, Neo 7M works on NEMA protocol. NEMA protocol is the GPS protocol. So we call it as NEMA. So this NEMA protocol, what it does is it can able to connect with multiple satellites, and NEMA protocol will calculate the satellite's distance, altitude, based on that position, geo coordinate is given. So that is done by this GPS module. So this is only a receiver. So GPS module can only receive, and it has 50 channels. So GPS L1 frequency, see, you're gonna have bands like L1, L2. Even our latest one of the satellite has L1 point and L2 point, like that. In the GPS also, you're gonna have such kind of L1 frequency and all. So operating voltage of this module is 2.7 to 6 volts. That means you can give 5 volts also. So name of the chip is Neo 6, and these are all other specifications of the system. So using this module, you can get the exact location. And one more thing, the location is of 2.5 to around 2.5 to around 10 meters. So it is not that accurate, but that's fine. To get almost approximate location, this is a very good module right now. So the next one is compass. So this is the GY271 HMC 5883L 3-axis compass. So this is the compass. So what is the work of the compass? The work of the compass is it can give you the heading of the. Can you please mute? It can give you the heading or direction of the chip. Like for example, you're gonna have X, Y, Z axis. Now X axis is your heading. It will tell you at what direction your sensor is looking at: north, east, west, south. So it will not tell you like your east, west, south. Instead, it will tell you 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So whereas 0 degrees refers to the north, and starting from 0 degrees, the rotation should be in clockwise direction. In that clockwise direction, if you rotate to 90 degrees, then you are at east. Yeah, northeast. Then another 90 degrees, you are at south. Another 90 degrees, you are at west, and another 90 degrees again you have faced towards north. So it will give the value from starting from 0 to 360 degrees. So here it is a 3-axis magnetic electronic compass. So it is used for precision heading information. Heading is nothing but again the north, east, west, south degrees value. So its operating voltage is between 3 to 5. So we can give 5 volts. So the name of this board is HMC 5883L, and the data that is given out is in the form of I2C protocol. So there are multiple communication protocols like UART, I2C, SPI, and so on. So in that it uses I2C protocol. So this is one module. So using the GPS module and using this compass module, we can able to build a autonomous drones and autonomous cars. So because drones and cars need their position and their heading direction in order to identify the destination location. So using these two these thing, and here this thing, GPS and compass, we can build a autonomous navigation in rovers or drones. So that is the example. So in medical industry, next sensor is related to medical industry. Is here, this is the heart rate monitoring kit, which is called as AD8232 ECG sensor module. So this is the module and this is the kit around it. So this module name is AD8232 ECG sensor module. So it will measure the heart rate similar to the ECG machine. So this will give you the graph also. It will give the print out the graph also. And the most important thing is like this is not the final output. It is a test kit, experimental kit, and they mentioned that this may have some noise also. So using this, you can create a patient health monitoring system, which is approximately correct, not exactly 100% true, almost around 80% true. You will get the 80% true data, right? Right. So these are all up to here. These are all the sensors that are available, and there are many other sensors that are available in medical industry and for environmental industry and for automation. There are many sensors. So the next one is the communication protocols that are available for embedded boards. The first one will be, we will look for the first one will be Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is the communication protocol that we use to exchange information if we connected to the internet, Wi-Fi internet, or else it can be used to transfer the information within the range of 50 to 100 meters. In Wi-Fi, even the Wi-Fi does not have internet, you will have a connection established up to 100 meters, right? So within that 100 meters, if the Wi-Fi is connected and is within range, then you can transfer the data at a speed of 600 Mbps is the maximum. And most importantly, you will get 150 to 200 Mbps the most. So this is theoretical values, not the practical values. Practical values will differ again. Next, Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is 2.5 gigahertz. It comes for around 50 to 150 meters. So this is not true again. 50 to only 100 meters what we have seen. And 1 Mbps is also not possible. It's a bit less than 1 Mbps. So the speeds and approximate ranges are purely depend on the clearance. Like the transmitter and receiver should be at a higher altitude and it does not have any intermediate obstacles. Then only you will get the 100% mentioned values, or else you will get very less, not even 80% also. The next communication is Zigbee. So Zigbee is also another communication protocol which comes for around 10 to 100 meters, and its data speed is 250 kilobytes per second. And the next one is internet, that is MQTT. So regarding this, we'll have below. And the most important, I like the most is LoRa. So which is at present the developing technology and most advanced also, LoRa. So low bandwidth long range communication system. So LoRa LoRa has a record actually. They established a record. So they created a record like without internet, they have successfully transmitted a data for around 400 plus kilometers of data for distance, 400 kilometer plus distance. By considering that there is no obstacles in between them. This is the practically tested value. So there we tested video is available within YouTube. You can also even check with that. So Bluetooth, Zigbee, yeah, MQTT. So MQTT is a data transfer protocol. It's a lightweight data transfer protocol. So MQTT is nothing but message queuing telemetry transport. So message queuing telemetry transport is like, unlike other protocols, if you send a data, the data should be received instantly by the device, or otherwise it should be stored somewhere for later use. But MQTT is a special and lightweight technique or lightweight transfer protocol which will store or which will queue the message. If you send 100 messages for every 1 minute, then it will queue all the message in series, and if the device is offline, it will queue all the messages. Whenever the device is online, then it will send that messages directly one by one to that devices, so that your operation is not disturbed. The series of operation is not disturbed. So that is exactly the meaning of MQTT, the work of MQTT. And MQTT supports 3 levels of QAS, that is quality of service. So 3 level of quality service. The first one is at most once delivery, guaranteed delivery, but may result in duplicates. Exactly once delivery, guaranteed delivery with no duplicates, highest overhead, and it is a lightest protocol. So in order to set up MQTT, we must use a broker in between. So MQTT uses a broker to manage the message between the publishers and subscribers. So publishers are not
Sir, are you saying anything? We can't hear you at the moment. So can you hear me? So we can't hear
okay.
you.
So next, so this is how MQTT works. So MQTT supports for your desktop, mobile, servers, Wi-Fi networks, and even the IoT devices. So this is how MQTT architecture exactly looks like. So the next one is cellular data. So cellular data, we know, and LoRaWAN. Right. After this, all this information, the next one is like Sigfox. Sorry, not Sigfox. Cloud services. So we can discuss for many points regarding the offline thing, but none of them beats the cloud services, because cloud services has only one disadvantage of mandatorily having a internet connection. But if they have internet connection, they works like Jeff. So let's see what are the cloud services that are available right now. So there are top 15 free cloud services available. So first one is MySQL. Obviously, this is the most popular database or cloud database we can use. So there are multiple providers in the market. So MySQL has a age of around 30 years. So it has been very old used database. So we will have SQL queries and everything. And most importantly, second database, PostgreSQL. So PostgreSQL is the one which has 20 years of experience, and very big companies like Cisco, IMDb, and many previous companies like old companies use this PostgreSQL, and it is free for some extent, and it can handle large amount of data at once. If you have 1 lakh users, 1 lakh users are engaging with your application or device. So this PostgreSQL can handle the data. So that is the advantage of this PostgreSQL. Next one, NeoDB. So NeoDB is a company which is like less effective, but it can handle 1 million transaction per second, and it will run over 20 servers. So it can handle every second, it can able to handle 1 million transaction. But this is in paid, I think. Yes, it is paid. NeoDB is paid one. So for free, it will not be like that. You will be provided for around one server. And I think they will provide 10 lakhs transaction per second limit. That's it. So again, this is also MySQL based thing. Next, MariaDB. So MariaDB is the fastest growing. This is open source DB, and you can even deploy this DB in your clouds also, right? The next one, most famous, is Oracle database. So Oracle database is the most popular database. Everyone will learn Oracle if they want to learn regarding database first. So it is within our budget, Oracle DB also. And one is MarkLogic, and the other one is Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft Azure not only has SQL, instead they can provide you raw cloud source where you can create your own any kind of free DB and you can host it by yourself, and you can even go for industrial standards and industrial grades also. Even Microsoft provides 1 year testing trial period also. You will get many resources as free for 1 year. Then next, Google App Engine. Later on, it has been named as Google Cloud. So Google Cloud is similar to Microsoft Azure. The next one is MongoDB. So MongoDB, even though this is the old version, like it has been introduced in 2009, but now it is getting famous because it can handle 30 million downloads. It can be compatible for all the languages like Python, C++, Java, and most importantly, you can write your own query language. You may not depend on only SQL. You can write your own query language using MongoDB. That is also possible. Then next, Apache Cloud. So there is Apache Cloud, OrientDB, and after SQL, SQLite. So Microsoft SQL, DynamoDB. So DynamoDB is built in Amazon Web Services. We call it as AWS. And next. So, but the thing is like up to here, what we have learned all has some cost limitations and costing. So then if you want to test and if you want to try for some sample device, my recommended database is Firebase database. So I suggest you to use this Firebase database. Database is a non-SQL based database which is used to integrate which is used to adopt cloud integrations with your device. So we have a device. Say I'm opening one of my device. Real-time database. So it says tree structured database. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. But there's an echo, trailing echo, sir.
Let me come here. So this is the Cloud DB that this is the real-time database of Firebase. It's very easy to use, already pre-built setup, and you're gonna have proper usage limits. Like if you come to usage and see, so they will give you 1 GB data transfer speed and 10 GB of storage, 10 GB of storage and 5 GB of file storage systems. And you can even you can create Google sign in, even you can deploy your website. There are many features in this Firebase database, but for our IoT device, we will use only real-time database. In this real-time database, we have done multiple tasks like say patient health monitoring system. So for here we'll upload BPM, ECG, and these two data, and these data will be displayed in some app or website. So in the same way we have pH meter, in the same way we have thermal monitoring and SIM 900A and sensor data. So railway track detection project is also given, like it will detect to IR sensor data. If the track is detected, you will get the status here, and you will also get the location, latitude, longitude, and at what pole, which pole the track is detected. That data also been given here. So next, so here you see we are detecting MQ136, MQ16, MQ7. So gas sensor and ECG sensor. So we are uploading that also to the cloud. So we are done multiple projects. So we can connect all this here, and this is free of cost. Unless you exceed these limits, this is completely free of cost. And even we can check the limits also. So let's see the limits. Let's go here. Real-time DB usage, match performance, rate limits. So you see, these are the limits, pre-limits that have given. Simultaneously, in pre-version, it can handle 2 lakhs connection. In pre-version itself, it can handle 2 lakhs connection. Simultaneous response sent per single database. For every database, it can handle 1 lakh requests per second. For every second, it can handle 1 lakh requests. And cloud function triggered by every single. So this is not required for real-time DB, and this is also not required. So this is important. Data transfer to cloud function 10 MB per second is most important. So you can compare all this. So maximum child length, key length. So once you learn regarding the Firebase, all the Firebase, what is Firebase, what are child, what is parent, and everything, then you come to understand what is this rate limits and everything. Right? If you are interested to check out regarding the Firebase, just visit their official documentation. You'll get the most of the information right there. So that is Firebase. And one more thing, if you don't want to use such kind of Firebase and everything, I'll give a best suggestion that you can even use your Google Drive as as a database also. We generally do that. And do you know how WhatsApp handles its data? It will store the information in your Google Drive. So let's say a drive. This is my Google Drive. So I am using spreadsheet, Google Sheet. So I want to create a sheet that can have a data, and based on data, I need to make some functionality. So now go to extension, and you will have app script. Sorry. If you open this app script, now what happened? This spreadsheet will be stored in your drive, and based on this data, you can create a scripting backend code. Just create a backend code, come here and deploy it. You will get a backend URL. Now you with this URL, you can use your script or Excel sheet as a backend database also. So, and it is completely free. It's completely free of cost. Up to the rate limit of 15 GB that is provided by the Google Drive. If the Google Drive 15 GB got full, then you need to pay for Google Drive, not for these sheets. So the sheets completely utilized, and you can even manage for multiple sheets or multiple using the program. And here you need to perform a programming. So that thing can be seen in advanced classes. So it will take more time. So this is most low cost and proper way to handle the small scale devices. So that is most important. So even after the Firebase, Again, this kind of databases requires internet. But the next question is like, is there anything that does not have any kind of internet and I need to reach all over the world? Yes, there is a solution. The name of the solution is Iridium satellite communication with Arduino systems. So Iridium satellite communication is the only one, the final option which can able to provide information or transfer information directly using satellites. You need to purchase this module, Rockblock 9603 modem, and from this, using this module, you can transfer the information to a Iridium satellite. So these providers are available, but a bit costly. And most importantly, as this is dealing with satellites, the module is costly, running operational also costly. So you can send information to satellite, and satellite will send the information to Rock7 website. So Rock7 website to internet. Send from after satellite send information to internet, then you can access it from internet or through mobile or through web from anywhere. So this is the device. So this is the device, or this is the satellite device which helps to send information to satellite directly. And this is the website. So this is their website. So you can send SMSs, and all the SMSs will record by the satellite into your website. And once the into their website, and once the record is done, then you can able to stream this data to your application. So this Iridium satellite receive operates. So Iridium satellites are very costly, and you can use antenna. Antenna should be clear to the sky, and even you can place these satellites and is using this device connected with this satellite in the center of Amazon forest. You will get the signal from satellite directly. You can transfer the data directly. So that is the thing. But make sure that these Iridium satellites or receiving modules are not bit. It's very costly actually. And I think in coming days, maybe SpaceX also launches such kind of modules because they have a Starlink project. So Starlink projects is going to change the networking and communication systems in coming days. So once it's done, maybe Iridium satellites will be replaced with Starlink project. Definitely there will be a module for IoT also. So definitely there is a possibility of entering into IoT. So now we have looked at the hardware, and we have looked at the sensors, and we also looked at the programming, and we also looked at the backend code. See, IoT is not something like just you read sensor data and process the information and send it to cloud. It's not ended at that point. After sending to cloud, you need to show that data to a user and represent that data in a proper organized format to a user. So for that purpose, what we need to do? We need to create a front end like web application or Android application or any other application. But the thing is like we don't have that much of time to create such kind of like things. So what we will do, I think most of you are aware of this thing, but let me tell you again. So there is a platform which provides drag and drop app building system called MIT App Inventor. So this MIT App Inventor can be used to create just drag and drop application without writing a single line of code. You can build your own app, connect it with your database, and explore it. You are done. Like you can so much. Okay, so MIT App Inventor, you can build your project here directly. You can create an app, export it. So let me So this is a robotic arm application. We don't need this. It, so this is the actually this is the old version. Just you need to create applications here. This is the old version. So let's see the newer version, that is. So MIT App Inventor is open source, and based on that MIT App Inventor, these people called Codler created their new advanced and with good UI. They have created the clone of MIT App Inventor. So we have many projects that are pre-built. So we generally used to do projects with this like this. So we open one project and just simple design, drag and drop, and learn regarding what this, and just drag and drop and come to code and just use this drag and drop interface and write some logic and how this blocks works, and finally you are done. You can export. So Android, build the Android application APK, and an Android APK will be built, and it will be exported. So just a minute. So when the compilation is done, then it is exporting the application. Just waiting for the QR. Yeah. So if you can able to scan this QR code, you will direct this application directly. If you want to try, just scan this QR code, and you can download this app, and you can even test it. You can even check how it's working. So I'm also putting it in the chat section. You can download it from here, and it will be valid up to 1 hour. So just download, and you can see how it works. So you will get these progress and all these things. Okay, so this is application development. And coming to the web development, there are multiple platforms of web development like Wix and Weebly, but we build a special platform called blockysite.com. So here you can create even website and connect this website to the device also. So let's create a new project. We'll create it as HIW underscore HIW demo. So we are creating a small website for HIW IoT test example. So we can create example like that and just so let's build some heading. Similarly, how you see over there, and let's do one thing. Okay, so with the button, and even it has Firebase also, you can connect with Firebase database. And let's see, let's show some graphs. And let us add, so we can add any kind of so-called UI. And coming here, just write some code, like write some, not even code, just logic. The logic is like just pie, show you how pie chart look like. Review it in. So if you go to preview, a pie chart look like. So let us reduce it size to big. In this manner, you can build a website for you. So let me make this 200. This also. Preview. So right now it is good. So 200 by 200 and pie chart. And in the same way, you can even implement the Firebase and you can create your own web interface also here. So when button click, let's write a small function for it and let's see, let's preview the output. So when button click, let's change the button text. Let's change the button text to name. So I'll take it here. And if I go to preview here, and if I click on this button, so you see on this button click, it is change it to Surya. And I'll do one thing. I'll deploy it now so that anyone can access from my site. So let me deploy it in one of my deploying source. So it is HIW test. So once it is deployed, you can access this demo at hiw test.web.app. So directly it will be deployed. So in the same way, you can create a IoT hardware and then you can create an Android application and you can create a web application. So same demo is deployed here. And if you click on here, the button is changed and you can even modify this and this, right? So this is how, and if you want, you can even access this link and you can even test, you can even check the functionality of this web page. I'm posting it in the chat box. So within minutes, I have created an Android application and deploy it to you. And within same minutes, I have created a web application also and deploy it to you. And you can even customize it based on your requirements with the Internet of Things, like with the device and everything. So we can undergo with much more advanced. We can undergo with all the advanced, like creating a IoT project and integrating with IoT, like the sensors and IoT, and connecting it to a backend cloud. Even we will write our own cloud, so we can able to write our own cloud systems, and we can able to create our own local websites also for all the advanced level automation. So we HIW will conduct a workshop with all the advancement, and you see the things that you see right now is only the sample. So it will take more time to learn actually. So you want to take more time to learn them. So these are not going to like understand. You are not going to learn within the fraction of couple of days. Like you can't do that. So you have to take some time and interest and like you have to search for them and with the guidance. So we will guide you like the best as much as possible. So if there is a proper schedule time, so we will schedule a advanced training level. So ma'am will instruct you regarding that. And in that we will have very deeper integrated technologies like IoTs, free RTOS systems, and advanced level sensors integration, industrial grade sensor integration. And simply after attending the session, you can able to create a product with all the IoT integrated stuff by your own, like creating the device, connecting it with sensors, and giving the power of internet, and creating the backend like cloud database, everything, and creating front end using the either using the drag and drop or using the raw code also, and like finally deploying it in the market. So we will teach you all this thing so that after the session you can directly learn regarding, you can directly undergo with the building of a IoT or embedded project. So as of now, do anyone have any questions? You can post, you can ask any questions in the chat box.
Guys, you can, if any questions are there, you can also unmute yourself and ask your doubts.
Do anyone have any questions, doubts?
If anyone has any questions, you can also raise your hands, guys. Sir, I
So
guess
I
that's
am
it.
done with the topics what I
Yes,
have
yes.
prepared for today. And ma'am, you can take the lead and people
Yeah.
can ask their questions.
Yes, yes, sir. Guys, if you have any queries, you can keep it in the chat box. If not, you can give your valuable feedback in the link that is being provided in the chat box. Okay, it'll help us a lot. And also, we have a huge announcement for you. We have a 3 months course that, sir, can you please stop the screen share? Yeah, thank you, sir. Um, so if we have a 3 months course that we provide for you guys on embedded systems, if anyone has anyone is interested, the details are given in the chat box. You can go through them, and if further any queries, if you have, you can ping or call on the number that is shown. Okay. Uh, and also regarding the certificate, whoever has filled the feedback forms will get their certificates by Monday. Okay. And any other queries? With this 3 months course, you will have a hands-on experience in all the topics that are mentioned in the chat box, and also you will have 100% placement assistance in this course. It is a 90-day course and which is eligible for EC and electrical students. So I'll be sharing the links in the chat box. If you're interested, get back to us, and also please give your valuable feedback. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and the knowledgeable session that you have provided for us.
Thank you, ma'am. So this is like bit exciting. So we can possible I can share. I have already shared the link. So people who are interested can try those links regarding the application and the web development. And also I have shared a few links to purchase the products. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you for your time. I've shared the feedback form. Please give your feedback. And this is HIW signing off. Thank you so much.